Hi, Silvia Escobar from Escobar Homes and Family. Arturo and I have this business in real estate, and I am interviewing Ed Zamora today. He's a branch manager from Union Home Mortgage in Schaumburg. And Ed, thank you for being here.
No, thank you, Silvia and Arturo, for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to work with veterans like yourself in the real estate business and also the Hispanic community. So I'm looking forward to expanding our partnership.
Great. Thank you. It's always good to be able to bring people on board that have information for our community that can give them really useful information that they need to make decisions on buying their home. And today you have some great information for us on credit repair. And you're going to be touching on some other things here and there as well, but we sure would like to learn some of the things that you know are questions for people when they are looking for credit repairs. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and you go ahead and educate us on credit repair and on the other opportunities that are out there for buyers.
Thank you, Sylvia. I try to do the best I can. I've been doing this business for 30 years. So with that being said, I have experienced enough credit reviews that I've kind of become a little bit, not saying that I'm an expert, but I can definitely guide you in the right direction and help those people get their credit scores up to a certain level where then the lender or myself can get them financed. That's a big help. A lot of lenders out there, a lot of loan officers don't have that experience. And so, it's bad when people just assume what might be the right direction and then they misguide them. And then it kind of gives them not a bad taste in their mouth about buying, because now their hope or their dreams are kind of broken down. So with that being said, so with credit repair, the one thing that you want to look at is, and I always use this as an expression, leave old dogs lie. What I mean by that is any collections, any charge-offs, anything that is a bad credit that might be on your credit report that is 2 years and longer in existence. Do not try to pay it off or try to call them, because as soon as you call them, that reactivates the file. So then that basically starts it from beginning again, like the clock starts ticking, like if it's fresh. So then what that does is that it will affect your credit scores. So with that, you do not leave, just leave it alone. Even though that it might be looking like it's a bad mark on your credit, but it's already been calculated or shuffled into your credit score already. So it's not gonna hurt it at all at this point after 2 years. The other thing too is, if you do have something within 2 years, call it definitely, make sure that you pay it off, because with that being said, it might jump up your credit 5, 10, 15 points, depending on the degree of severity of the item that itself, whether it's a charge off, a collection, might be a judgment, stuff like that. So that is definitely something to take a look at. Also, when we're touching base about credit, there's certain things about credit that people may or may not know. But like, for instance, state judgments or state liens, those have to be paid prior to closing. Those are not items that you can negotiate for a settlement or you can negotiate for payment. It has to be paid off completely and show proof of payment for the underwriter prior to close or at closing. The federal, you can get a monthly installment agreement done, and a lender then will count that as a liability. So just so you know that now that becomes just like a regular credit card payment or anything else, card payment, calculated monthly, and then that is allowed then to proceed with the financing of your home. So you don't have to pay it off completely. So that's one thing a lot of people don't know about that. The other thing too is you can also do a rapid rescore. So a rapid rescore is something that if you were to pay something off that might be current, and the lender, of course, a rapid rescore does cost the buyer or the borrower a charge. It's not free. It's not paid by the lender, and it's usually on the average $30 per bureau per item. So you're looking at $90 an item for 3 bureaus if you want to completely remove all 3 bureaus. So it does get costly if you have numerous different items that once you get paid and you want to do a rapid rescore, which because a lot of consumers hear that out there, and that's what they mention to the lender. Oh, I want to do a rapid rescore because I'm only 10 points off or whatever. There's no guarantee, but the one thing that you can do or the lender can do in that instance is there is a what if simulator or what if software that's built into the credit bureaus agencies that they deal with, the lenders. And you can actually go to each item that is indicated on the credit report, and whatever balance it has, it'll tell you if you pay this item down $300 or this item $200, it will tell you the degree of increase in points. So sometimes, in most cases, as long as you get your credit balance down to 50% or less, the bell ringer is 40 and less, but as long as you get a 50 and less, it will improve your credit scores slightly, because of the fact is that your potential of utilizing that credit card or whatever that item is not full. So basically creditors, they give you a limit of 1,000, but they don't like to see it unless you pay that off on a monthly basis. If you don't pay it off on a monthly basis and you're always at $900, that's going to affect your credit score, because that's basically a high risk that you could literally charge the entire thing and walk away, and the creditor or the vendor is basically out of that money. So they truly, truly like it that the credit limit is not utilized all the time and all the way full if you don't pay it monthly, because that is going to bring your scores down. So it's kind of utilizing it to the full potential, and that's not a good thing. So try to keep your balance below 50%, no matter what the limit is. Now, what's a bonus is if your credit card company, it does happen, that all of a sudden you get a letter in the mail saying, "Hi, Silvia Escobar, you're such a great payer on this credit card, and we're going to increase your limit another $2,000 from where it was at 1,000. Well, guess what? If you're at 900, now it went from 1,000 being only almost maxed out. Now you're at 3,000. Guess what? You're at 30% utilization. Your scores are going to go up. So there are some, like, if you want to call it a 4-leaf clover that comes down, or God sent, that maybe a credit card company is going to call you and say, "Hey, I'm going to increase your credit limit." That's a good thing if your limit is right at the borderline of being maxed out. So those are some pluses. Another thing that as far as credit repossessions and so forth like that, and I'm having a brain fart here. The repossessions of an automobile and so forth. If you can get that company to their finance company to also give you a payment arrangement, that will also help the lender, because they're going to want to see that either you agreed to pay that, or they are telling you that you owe them nothing, which of course they're not going to send you a letter of that, of course. So the biggest thing is you call them and ask them if there's any kind of payment arrangement that you can do to settle on that dollar amount on repossessions of autos. A lot of people don't know that if, as long as we have a payment that is utilized to calculate or charge against you, then we can utilize in the calculations, and we can proceed with getting you pre-approved. If you do not, the only way otherwise is either that it's paid in full, or a letter from the creditor or the collection agency stating that you do not owe them anything, which is not going to be the case, of course. So that's pretty much, and as far as credit level with my company, I can go down as low as 600, okay, is financing for FICOs. Most lenders are above our 620, 640, even some banks, local banks like Chase and B of A and stuff, they are higher because of the fact is of the risk that since the COVID has occurred, the risk factor has increased. So a lot of banks are being very conservative on the FICO scores for FHA. As far as conventional, that's standard, that's all across the board, 620 or above. But FHA, we go down to 600. So we're very fortunate that our company, since we do service our loans, we're a little bit more lenient and understanding. And as long as we can document certain things, we can get people done on the FHA level, FHA people at that level. So
That's great. Wow, that's a lot of help, I think, for people who are having those concerns and those questions. So if they have any more questions, they can give you a call.
Yep, they can reach me at 708-703-0981, or my email address is ezamora, ZAMORA @uhn.com. And you can call me or email me at any time. It's free of charge. I am here to help your needs.
And you are bilingual.
And yo hablo español también.
Muy bien. Okay, well, Ed, thank you so much for this time. And again, if you want to reach Ed, you can do so calling his phone number, which will also link in the bottom, and his email address that is available as well. And Ed, I know I've only been in the business for 4 years. Arturo has been there for over 20 years. And I know you and Arturo have known each other for several years. Thank you for always being willing to help out and serve our community.
Thank you.
So you have a good day. Thanks.
You too. Bye-bye.